Once upon a time, in a field full of beautiful flowers, there lived a little kitten named Mittens. Now, Mittens was no ordinary kitten. She had silky white fur like fresh fallen snow, sapphire blue eyes that sparkled with mischief, and a heart filled with endless curiosity. Her favorite pastime was chasing butterflies. Oh, how she loved those colorful winged creatures fluttering around her, teasing her with their fleeting presence. One sunny afternoon, Mittens was dozing under a patch of warm sunlight when a butterfly landed on her nose. Startled, Mittens opened her eyes and swiped at the butterfly, but it was too quick for her and disappeared into the tall grass. Determined to catch this elusive creature, Mittens began her chase. She weaved in and out of the flowers, her white fur flashing in the sunlight. Her little paws making soft thuds on the ground as she followed the butterfly's flight path. As she ventured deeper into the grassy field, Mittens suddenly found herself in a part of the meadow she'd never seen before. The grass here was greener. The flowers were brighter, and the butterfly seemed to be leading her on a merry chase just to torment her. But Mittens didn't mind. She was having the time of her life. Suddenly, the butterfly flew straight up into the air and landed on a large rock in front of Mittens. It was then that Mittens noticed something strange. The rock monolith was unlike any other rock she'd seen in the field. It had a smooth, polished surface and an unnatural shade of emerald green. Curiosity overcoming her, Mittens approached the rock. As she got closer, she realized that the rock wasn't actually green. It was covered with tiny, sparkling crystals that glittered in the sunlight. And as Mittens touched one of these crystals, she felt a jolt of energy run through her body. She looked back at the butterfly, who was now perched on another crystal, and it seemed to wink at her. Startled by what had just happened and with a mix of excitement and apprehension, Mittens decided to follow the butterfly. The butterfly led Mittens through a maze of lush green grass until they came across a small opening in the foliage. Peeking through the leaves, Mittens saw a clearing bathed in golden light, and in the center of the clearing stood a magnificent tree unlike any she had ever seen before. Its bark shimmered with all the colors of the rainbow, and its leaves were a kaleidoscope of reds, oranges, and yellows. At the base of the tree was a small pond filled with crystal clear water, and around the pond were gathered many other butterflies, all shimmering with those same rainbow colors. As Mittens watched in awe, the butterfly from earlier landed on a leaf and began to speak in a voice that sounded like tinkling bells. "Welcome, Mittens," said the butterfly. "I've been expecting you." Mittens was astounded. She had never heard a butterfly speak before. "You can understand me?" she asked, her eyes wide with wonder. "Of course," replied the butterfly, "we all can. We are no ordinary butterflies, Mittens. We are the Rainbow Wings, and we have been waiting for you to help us save the enchanted meadow." Mittens couldn't believe her ears. She, a simple farm kitten, was supposed to save an enchanted meadow. But before she could respond, the butterflies fluttered away, disappearing into the colorful foliage. Curiosity and a sense of adventure bubbling inside of her. Mittens decided to follow them. She pushed her way through the leaves and found herself in the center of the clearing. In front of her, the magnificent tree from afar now loomed like a giant, its branches heavy with colorful leaves. The clearing itself was a riot of colors, with flowers of every imaginable hue carpeting the ground and butterflies in all shapes and sizes fluttering around her. But as Mittens took in the beauty of the clearing, she noticed something was amiss. The flowers were wilting, their vibrant colors fading to a sickly yellow. And the butterflies, instead of being playful and cheerful, were listless and drooping. Even the majestic tree seemed to be losing its luster. "What's happening here?" Mittens asked aloud, her voice echoing in the strangely silent clearing. Suddenly, a gentle voice answered her. "The life force of the enchanted meadow is fading, little one. If it's not restored, this place, which has existed since the dawn of time, will wither and die." Mittens turned to see an old, wise-looking owl perched on a nearby branch. His amber eyes seemed to hold ancient knowledge, and his feathers were ruffled by a gentle breeze. "How can I help you?" Mittens asked, determined to do whatever she could to save this magical place. The owl nodded his head towards the wilting flowers and the listless butterflies. "The source of the meadow's life force is the heart crystal. It's hidden somewhere here in the meadow, and we need your help to find it and restore the meadow's magic." The task seemed daunting to Mittens, but she knew she had to try. With the help of the rainbow wings, Mittens set off to search for the heart crystal. They flew ahead, guiding her to different parts of the meadow. First, they led her to a babbling brook where she had to use her keen sense of hearing to listen for the crystal's faint tinkling. Then they took her to a patch of tall grass where she had to use her sharp claws to scratch away the dry leaves and dirt to reveal the crystal hiding underneath. Throughout their journey, Mittens faced many challenges. She had to jump over prickly bushes, squeeze through narrow tunnels, and even swim across a muddy puddle. But with the encouragement of the rainbow wings, she persevered. Finally, just when Mittens' hope was beginning to fade, they arrived at a clearing she had never seen before. In the center of the clearing stood a magnificent oak tree, its branches reaching towards the sky like welcoming arms. And at the base of the tree, nestled among the roots, was a small, glowing crystal. As Mittens approached, the crystal began to hum with energy, and the rainbow wings fluttered excitedly around her. "That's the heart crystal," exclaimed the butterfly who had been leading Mittens on her quest. "With its power, we can restore the enchanted meadow to its former glory." Mittens carefully picked up the crystal, and as she held it in her paws, she felt a surge of magical energy course through her body. She closed her eyes, and when she opened them again, she saw that the clearing was bathed in a soft, gentle light. The wilting flowers were blooming again, their colors brighter than ever before, and the listless butterflies were now dancing and playing in the air, their wings shimmering with newfound brilliance. The old owl, who had been watching from a nearby tree, hooted softly. "Well done, little one. You have saved the enchanted meadow." Mittens couldn't believe what she had done. She, a simple farm kitten, had saved an entire enchanted realm. The rainbow wings fluttered around her, their tiny voices like tinkling bells. "Thank you, Mittens. Thank you for saving our home." Mittens purred, feeling the love and gratitude of the magical creatures around her. She knew that her adventure in the enchanted meadow was something she would never forget. From that day on, Mittens became a legend in both the enchanted meadow and the farmlands. The rainbow wings would often visit her, bringing news of the meadow and its grateful inhabitants. And whenever Mittens felt a little bored or a little lonely on the farm, she would close her eyes and remember the magical adventures she had in the enchanted meadow, knowing that she had a special place in the hearts of the magical creatures who lived there. And so the tale of Mittens, the brave and kind-hearted kitten who saved the enchanted meadow, became a story whispered on the wind, carried on the wings of butterflies, and echoed in the hoots of wise old owls. A story of courage, friendship, and the magical bond between a kitten and the enchanted world she saved. The end.